All right, so in this video, we're going to be looking at problem number 5.2 in the chapter 5 homework problems here. And in one moment, I'm going to pull in a snip from the problem 5.2. And I think we're going to be able to little screenshot here. Okay, let's paste that in. And I think we're going to be able to use a lot of the same work that we did, a lot of the same type of work from problem 5.1. So let's take a look here and just see. Yep. Okay, so we have a similar type thing, different number of transactions, etc., but same basic premise for the problem, 4 different methodologies, etc. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to actually, let's see what I want to do. I'm going to copy this, paste all this in. Okay, so this is our old problem and really good starting point, right? So we don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we will have to correct things and correct them versus the other problem. So we'll have to be careful of that, but let's get started. Okay, so in this one, it looks like we've got kind of different dates throughout the year, it looks like. So 1/1, 4/19 we got to purchase, 5/6. Okay, and then one difference in this problem is we had one, so I'm going to insert a copied cell, but then we're going to update it. 7/15 and 9/30. So here's all of our purchases, and let's put our numbers in. So 5/6, July 15th was 50, and then 60. Yep, okay, that looks good. $50 per unit, $61.70, 64 and 66.5. One of the, see, you can kind of tell right away, one of the benefits of bringing over the formulas or copying and pasting all this information. And just one more time, if you didn't catch what I did, I just highlighted all these columns that I wanted to copy over, and then right clicked, copy, and then went here, just selected the first column and pasted in, and right click, paste, basically. We don't want to do that again because we've already updated, but then it has all the formulas that came over, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel like we did there. Okay, so let's delete those though, because that was the specific identification stuff that's going to be different. Let's leave the totals though, because we can still we're going to use that same kind of methodology there. Okay, so how many sales do we had? 2 sales, and those were on 6/8 and 10/28. And it was 40 units and 100 units. And our sales revenue was, what, 100? Yeah, both of them was 100. So 14,000 in total sales revenue, 140 sold units, 180 available for sale. So then our ending inventory, again, nice, these formulas just carried over, is available for sale minus actually sold. And then our ending inventory, so this is what we're going to need to figure out. And so we come down to our notes here, and it says, if we're doing specific identification, assume the remaining inventory includes 15 units from beginning inventory. Okay, so yeah, we do have, so 15 units there. And then this is that times that. Okay, so we have 40 units, 15 of those are from beginning inventory, and 25 are from the 9/30 purchase. So 25 from here. So we should have those equal. And then I'm going to copy these 2 cells, because that's going to work if we just carry those down. So 2,413 would be our total ending inventory, and that just link's already over there. And then the difference between our cost of goods available for sale and what's left over in inventory then becomes our cost of goods sold. And you can see this thing's already populating. We've got updated COGS there, the sales revenue updated. So that's the value of Excel, man. It's so helpful to you look at all the work we did in look at all the work we did in 5.1, which took, that video was about an hour. I think this one will only take us 10 minutes or something. So we will cut down, the time by over, it'll take us from an hour of work to, 10 minutes or something, at least close to it. Okay. So, awesome. Let's go through here and do our FIFO. Okay, so in FIFO, we have beginning, and then let's look at our timing here. So we have a beginning balance, a purchase in April, May, and then June. So the one thing we need to change here, I'm going to insert a row, is we've got our January 1, but then we've got in the 19, and then we've got the 6th of May, and then we've got the 15th, whoops, and then the 30th, and then 28th of October. So most of that is carrying over pretty well. Okay, so our beginning balance comes through good. That's great. We got to pick a new color out. Let's undo our colors here just because that's I think you guys get the point. So I'm going to leave the colors off this one just to make it a little easier. I think, like I said, I think you guys all get the point. So this will again be a purchase on the 19th. We have 15 to start, and we have 25 units at $61 per unit. Oh, this needs to be fixed. So then we have the May 6th transaction. Okay. So now we've got our inventory basically before we have the sale. And then we need to sell how many? 40 units. So this is already really working out well for us because formulas pull right across. That looks good. That looks good. Wait, something's wrong there though. Yep, that's pulling from the wrong layer. Okay, so now I might go back and highlight these actually after the fact. This one, we got a little extra space. We can clear that out. Okay, so now as you can see, we completely sold out of that first layer, and then we are completely sold out of the second layer as well. And so what's left over then is just the 30 from that layer. So we have 2,100 left over from there. And then we make the purchase on July 15th. Fix these formulas. That looks good. And then I think that one's working okay. Perfect. Okay, so then we've got 140 units at that cost. And we have a sale here of 100 units total. And so 30 from the first layer, 50 from the second, and then 20 is going to come from that layer there. Let's just make sure all our, see, once you have a good Excel formula, then it's just really making sure that everything is working right. And I think it is. So then we end up with 40 units left over. They're all from this last layer at 66.5. Yep, that looks good. 2,660. Awesome. So there we go. And we've got updated first two. This one, obviously, it looks way out of whack. So something's wrong there. But yeah, we'll go through and do LIFO here in a moment. These first two are done. Okie dokie. So let's go ahead and let's see, what do I want to do? Yeah, let's do. Yeah, now see, sometimes it kind of messes up your formatting. That's why I'm inserting this column. So you insert a row, you just highlight the row, insert, and that puts an extra space in there. let's do the same thing. You know, all these, just copy them up to here even, because all of the transactions will have the same purchases. That won't make a difference. So let's just link all this through. So same, 43.75, 70 units, same as the FIFO. But now we get into the sale here. And for LIFO this time, we are going to need two spaces basically. So we're going to have, and let's put totals down below. Where's that thick bottom border? Okay. And we're going to sell 40 in total. So from the oldest layer first, or I should say the last layer that we purchased, we've got, yeah, that's all working okay. So we're going to use that layer up. Now we're going into this layer here. Okay, so we've got that all dialed in. And then let's see what we have going on here. So we've got 70 minus, oh, you know, actually, undo that. That was right. That layer is still there. This one is from that. So the 25 units minus the 10. So 15 units left over. 70 minus 40. So we had 30 total units here. And then this one should be at that price. And then we're going to add in 2 more purchases. So let's see. I think those are probably working okay. Yep, that matches what we had above. So now when we have our final sale here of 100 units, we're going to go into our most currently purchased layer first. So that's 60 units and, you know, easy math, but 40 units. We need the same formula there. And those 40 units can all come from this layer at $64 a piece. Cool. Okay, so this layer is gone. This has just the 10 units left in it. So that would be 50 minus the 40. 140 minus 100, we should have 40 left over, which we do. The first 2 layers are untouched. And then this one has 10 units left. 640, ending inventory, units. Oh, let's fix our, let me make sure, actually I might need to fix, nope, that worked okay. Make sure our cost of goods sold still looks good. 92.60. So really remember, and I mean, I think you'll probably have this by now, but when we're doing LIFO, remember we're going this way. When we're doing FIFO, we're just going top down versus bottom up, basically. Okay, now let's do our weighted average. I'm curious to see. Oh yeah, we're gonna fix just the top part for sure. But let's see. Again, it's all the same stuff on the purchases regardless. So I'm just gonna copy those. So that's gonna be fine to pull in from there. Okay, and then again, all the same stuff. We just want to pull this through. I think that's working okay. Yep, add those are good. This is all taken the same. Okay, so we should have the same here. Yep, we see the same in each one. That's great. And this tells us, here we can Control X to cut and paste those down. So now we've got a 62.50 average cost per unit. So that's what we're using here. 40 sales. So that gives us that. 100 sales. And let's make sure this is all working right. But we did 70 minus 40 gets us the 30. Those are all at that same average cost because we haven't added any more in. But now we have a couple purchases. And so that brings us to a new average cost that we use there. And then 120 minus 100 leaves us with 20 units. Wait, that's not right. What are we missing? We should have 40 units left over. 140. What are we missing? 30. Oh, I think there's a link. Some link isn't working right. Because the May 6th purchase should be 50. So we'll just put that there. Oh, yep, and it should be at $64. And then that one I think is working okay. So that looks better. Okay, there we go. Because we should have the same number of units. That's where I was noticing that only said 20, so something was wrong there, but we fixed that. And now we get $89.75 total cost of goods sold and $2,590 for any inventory, and that looks good. And like we had this all linked up, so now we've got this already done. And you can see again, similar outcome with LIFO being the lowest gross profit, FIFO being higher, weighted average somewhere in the middle, which is what you'd expect. And then specific identification just depends on how many are left at the end of the period. And that's, as it tells us essentially. So, okay, so we went from an hour, whatever that last video was, like an hour or something, to, or I don't know if it was a full hour, but it was longer for sure. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see, how long was the first? Yeah, okay. Is that right? Anyway, it was pretty long. And so here with our formulas, we were able to bring all that down to just the 50.